Nigeria, a land of promise, beauty, and danger. Here Christians and Muslims are fighting a battle, but not against each other.
The enemy of Christians are not Muslims. The enemy of Muslims are not Christians.
The peace of the Lord be always with you.
The enemy that we have identified is the mosquito.
Each year, malaria borne by mosquitoes kills 300,000 Nigerians, equivalent to the population of a city. How do we combat this killer insect? The faith effect. Here in the 8th most populous country in the world, half Muslim, half Christian, faith leaders are working together to fight the mosquito. The solution should be simple: long-lasting insecticide-treated bed nets, spraying their household, and other simple precautions. But many people here still don't understand the dangers of malaria and don't take any precautions at all. For lack of knowledge, they die. So, while the mosquito spreads malaria, how can we spread the word?
Good morning and may God bless you all.
The essence of the faith effect is to use religious infrastructure to deliver knowledge from a trusted authority to influence people to adopt healthier behaviors. It works because it delivers the one thing that all the money in the world cannot buy: trust.
Our members listen to us. They believe us. The level of confidence and trust that our members have in us, they don't have it even in their doctors. They don't have it in their political leaders. They trust us. They believe that faith leaders are divine.
Let me do this. How many of you have a mosquito net in your house? That's a good number. And that is the only way to go.
The Nigerian Interfaith Action Association, or NIFA, brings the faith effect to life. This NGO trains Nigerian faith leaders, imams, preachers, and others how to teach their congregations about malaria prevention and treatment.
Father, open our minds that we may learn.
In these sessions, faith leaders get medical information about malaria, instructions on how to use mosquito nets, and training on how to teach and preach within their houses of worship about this deadly disease.
You, the faith leaders, have great influence. Alhamdulillah, people listen to you.
Nigerians are highly religious. Attending mosque or church is often the highlight of the week. So it makes sense to reach Nigerians through their religious leader, the person 85% say they trust the most. Here is NIFA at work. First, there is an educational component.
Ensure that you let them know that they must sleep under this net.
Now listen, children, I am a reverend. I have come to you to let you know that we need to keep away. We work with the imams to make sure that mosquito does not affect you.
Students, yes. You know the story of Noah and his people in the Quran? Yes. No, about this mosquito is just like that. Let us take the warning. Let us not be like people of Noah. Did you get me? Yes.
NIFA staff and faith leaders also work closely with healthcare workers in Nigeria.
Make sure you sleep under the net every day.
While the Nigerian National Malaria Control Program distributes mosquito nets, NIFA trains faith leaders how to use and care for them so they can instruct their leaders.
It is easy for people to collect the nets and dump them somewhere without utilizing them. And it is the business of the faith leaders to encourage them to use it.
This is a cascade training model. NIFA directly trains 200 to 300 faith leaders in each state where they operate. Each leader, in turn, trains 20 to 50 more leaders. This amounts to over 6,000 faith leaders per state. In Nigeria's 36 states, that will yield over 200,000 trained leaders.
We have one enemy.
These leaders spread the word to at least 50 congregants.
This malaria is our great enemies. We should try to fight it. Both Christian and Muslim, they are fighting against it.
In this way, NIFA has spread powerful messages about malaria control to over 2 million people in its first 3 states. with many more to come. And it's working. In the state of Kaduna, use of bed nets rose by more than 60 percentage points after faith leaders brought the NIFA message to their congregants, showing that these life-saving messages are reaching people and changing behaviors. NIFA would be impossible without the active involvement of faith leaders at the very highest levels, including the spiritual leader of the Muslims, the Sultan of Sokoto, and the head of the Christian Association, Pastor Ayo Oritse Jafo.
There are religious leaders in this country that are connected with the people. And if they connect with religious leaders, believe me, they can achieve much, much, much more than they can ever imagine.
We believe we're following our religious injunctions for us to be our brother's keepers, for us to love your neighbor as you love yourself. If we could come together instead of having such conflicts, let's harness this strength together and develop our people, our communities, and of course our country.
In mosques, in churches, in homes, and under the protection of nets over thousands of beds, the faith effect is at work, saving lives, one sermon at a time.